Hey guys, it's Melanie and I am back for another favorites video for 2016, and today we're talking about makeup. I've been most excited probably about this video, well, this video and tomorrow's, which is skincare. So everything probably looks really familiar here because I'm having a little bit of a recording spree today, so sorry. You're basically getting the same look 3 days in a row, but let's get into it. So there are so many things that I could have put into this particular video. I feel like I had to limit myself. So just because I don't show something in this video doesn't mean that I didn't love it in 2016. I just sort of grabbed the first things that popped into my head when I was thinking about this particular category, and some things I have like multiples of. So eyeshadow palettes. Eyeshadow really kind of is like my thing when it comes to makeup, eyeshadow and blush. So I have multiples in those categories, but I'm going to try to be really quick about talking about each thing. If I'm missing some information that you're curious about, leave me a question down below. I will of course have everything linked in the description box as well. So if you want to go check out other people's reviews, you can easily go do that. Most of these things are from either Ulta or Sephora. I have to apologize, I don't really have much from the drugstore at all. I don't really purchase much from the drugstore anymore. A lot of that has to do with that my selection has just shrunk substantially since I don't purchase from brands that are not cruelty-free. I am okay with a parent company involvement, but you know, like purchasing from Revlon or L'Oreal directly, I'm not really comfortable with that. So it has really limited what I can purchase from the drugstores. So I've just kind of stuck with mostly higher end makeup because I have a little bit more selection in that area. So if you like drugstore makeup, you're not going to find a whole lot in here. There is one holy grail item, but the rest is going to be high end. Let's stop talking. Well, let's keep talking, but let's talk about the products. Okay, first, Too Faced Natural Matte Eyeshadow Palette. I have 3 eyeshadow palettes here. This one and the other 2, I couldn't pick one, so I'm mentioning all 3. These are beautiful matte eyeshadows that I think would be so pretty on basically like anybody. There is a row of warms, a row of neutrals, and a row of more cool type shades. This is just the prettiest formulation and they're so effortless. I can slap these on my eyes and be done literally like in under a minute with both eyes. They're so easy. Just put one of these shades in your crease, one of these guys on the lid, and like you're good to go. You can mix and match. You don't have to stick within each row. Just a beautiful formulation. I love these. I really, really love these. Second one I'm going to mention is, of course, the Lorac Mega Pro 3, which I was very excited about, and I love it. I love Lorac eyeshadows in general. You guys know that. This is one of my favorite formulations. They are not for everybody. They are, they can be very creamy, but they can also be very powdery. There can be a lot of fallout. They can be a hassle to work with. I don't care because I love the payoff that I get from them, and I just think they're very, very nice. So for me, this was definitely a top eyeshadow palette for 2016, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they come out with for 2017. And the very last one, I'm sure you're gonna know what's coming up here. It is the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I have never ever used a more beautiful eyeshadow formulation in my life. This is probably, I love this even over the Lorac formula. There is just something very special about these eyeshadows, and it's one of those palettes where I would recommend this to everybody. Like, if I had to say, pick one between the 3 of these that I would say you gotta try to get your hands on this, it would be this one. Even if you're not necessarily someone that gravitates towards these types of colors, I don't normally, I prefer cooler tone shades, but the formulation is just so nice and the color selection is gorgeous in here. There are a couple of cooler shades that I tend to used frequently. It's just so pretty. I won't talk too much about it because I've mentioned it multiple times in weekly favorites. It's a beautiful eyeshadow palette and I love it. Let's talk about some blushes. There are 3 that I really loved this year. The most frequent really is the Flesh and Fantasy Air Blush from Marc Jacobs. I'm finding myself reaching for this constantly. I don't really love the other colors in the collection, but this one here, which is a nude, is beautiful. I cannot get enough of it. If he expanded the shade range a little bit more, I think I would definitely consider picking up more. Just such a beautiful satin finish. I absolutely love it. The next one is Lorac Aura. This is another one that came to me kind of late in the year, but this reminds me a lot of my beloved Lorac Original Rose Blush in that it's super natural. It's not a dupe for that shade exactly. They're somewhat similar, but it's the formula and the way that it wears on me and just the color, which is just a beautiful mauve. It's so natural. These last all day. My face doesn't eat any of these blushes that I'm mentioning to you here. And I have really oily skin, so blush can tend to like fade kind of quickly on me, but this is gorgeous. I love this color. Haven't really tried any of the other colors in the range, but this one right here was one that absolutely stood out to me this year. And then the last one, I'm going to mention the Becca blushes just in general. I went ahead and grabbed Sweet Pea. They're so pretty, you guys. They are incredibly soft and beautiful. You know, Becca had some controversies in 2016. They had the whole Jaclyn Hill brouhaha, and then they sold out to, was it L'Oreal or Estee Lauder? And I know that upset a lot of people who don't purchase from cruelty-free companies if there's a parent company involved. So kind of a rough year for Becca, but I do still think that they are a great brand overall. I love their highlighters, and yeah, I think they're a great company. They just had a little bit of a rough year, but their blushes are absolutely gorgeous. I love them. And speaking of highlighters, I don't think that I grabbed one. Hang on. Sorry, I'm gonna have a coughing attack on you here in a second. The highlighters that I always find myself going back to, this is so like unprofessional of me. Not that I'm super professional here, but I always find myself going back to these Hourglass ambient lighting powders over anything else. This one here is Ethereal Light. These are just the most beautiful. They're really expensive, but if you are someone who has enlarged pores, these really are the way to go because they give you that beautiful highlighting effect without making your pores like look like craters. That can be something that happens very quickly and easily with a lot of highlighting powders and people who have bigger pores, but these just always look like they give you a luminous glow to your skin and not that shimmery, like harsh highlight. I know that's still a thing. It can never be a thing for me because I just don't have the skin for it, but this allows me to participate in the highlighting trend without looking silly. So this is great. I have a few face products here. So I'm gonna mention my go-to like primer every single day because I use it every day and I'm always talking about it. It's the Paula's Choice Resist Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense SPF 30 and my Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. This is the wrong tone for my skin. This is tinted. 1 drop of the G20 Cover FX drops adjusts the shade of this, gives me just slightly even more coverage, and it's absolute perfection. I use this every single day of my life, whether I go out in the sun or not, because just in case, I want to have SPF on my face. That's something that I really believe in, and that has been a go-to product all year, every day. My powder foundation, and I guess you could call this drugstore because it's definitely a lot more inexpensive than some other powder foundations out there, but I'm gonna say the Everyday Minerals base in semi-matte is still my go-to. This is really affordable. I think these containers are $14, and sometimes you can do bundles where you can bring the cost of them down. If you know what your color is, you might as well buy a couple and just have enough for the year. But Love this. The coverage is beautiful. It's not too matte or too flat. It's just a beautiful powder foundation, and I don't think I will ever not use this. And then the ridiculous expensive, totally unnecessary setting powder that I fell in love with this year is the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder. I was lucky enough to get this through Octoly, but it's something that I'm gonna have to have like going forward because it's just absolutely phenomenal. It blurs the look of my pore. It honestly makes my skin look flawless. Like my skin isn't flawless. But when I put this powder over top, it just blurs everything and just makes it look like my skin is almost airbrushed. I love this powder. I think it's worth the investment. For me personally, it's not for everybody, but if you are someone who likes to splurge on finishing powders, this one's absolutely beautiful. Brow powder. I'm kind of like skipping around at this point, so I'm not going in any kind of order. My Tarte Amazonian Clay Volumizing Brow Powder. I never hear anybody talking about these, ever. They're amazing, you guys. Everybody's always like, Anastasia. Yes, she does have great brow products. However, this works so much better for me because it actually fills in my brows and grabs the minimal hairs that I have and also grabs onto my skin and just makes my brows look amazing every single day. I mean, I obviously use the color gray because that's my hair color, but this is just beautiful. So I highly recommend checking these out. There is a color for every like hair color. There's a really nice taupe, there's a nice chocolate brown. Just check these out if you're in the market for a new brow powder. By the way, this will last you for all eternity. I mean, I don't know when I'm actually gonna run out of this. It'll be years. I'll probably toss it before I run out. I haven't even hit pan and I've had this for 2 years, year and a half. It's been a long time. This is amazing. I should probably mention my contour powder that I've been loving this year. I can no longer get my original NYX taupe powder. I know there's a replacement. I know that they came out with the HD taupe shade. It's not the same. So don't try to convince me of that. It's not the same. I've used it. It sucked and it crumbled and it's not the same shade. So since I can't get that, I wanted to find a replacement and I went ahead with the Marc Jacobs Mirage filter because this shade is fairly similar. You can see I've hit pan on this sucker, so I've used it quite frequently this year and it's great. I think that this is kind of going to be my go-to contour shade going forward. The highlight shade I don't use too much. It works better for me in the summer when I'm a little bit darker. I will use that to brighten up my face just a little bit, but this time of year it's just a little bit too yellow for me, but there you go. Mascara. Okay, I was trying to think of what my favorite mascara is that has come out this year, and really I have to say it's the most recent Tarte mascara that they released, the Man-Eater. I did a review of this just a few weeks ago, so this was a later find in the year, but it really is a great mascara, you guys. If you're someone who's looking for volume, you'll want to try this. This is not going to lengthen your lashes. Also, it is a plastic bristle brush, so if you don't like that, avoid this one. I prefer natural bristles, but you know, I love the formula of this so much I can work with the plastic bristles. This is great. It's great for volumizing. It's not going to lengthen anything, but I'm not looking for length. I'm looking for volume. This is a wonderful mascara. And let's talk a few lip products. Okay, first, lip conditioner. Again, by Terry. This is not necessary. You can find other lip conditioners, but this is kind of the most luxurious, like, just fun. I really like it. I'll probably keep buying it type of product, even though it's expensive. But it's the By Terry Balm de Rose lip conditioner. It smells so good. It does have a rose scent, so if you don't like rosy scented things, avoid this. But it's just the prettiest thing to put on just when you're hanging around the house and you want a good lip conditioner. Has a pretty kind of nude glow that it adds to your lips. It's a great product. It really is, and I love it. And it will continue to be a part of my makeup collection. I love putting it on right after I get out of the shower and then sitting here and getting ready, and then I put lipstick over top oftentimes. It's very, very pretty. Lipstick wise, fell in love with the Marc Jacobs lipsticks, the La Marque lip creams this year. They didn't replace my NARS Audacious, but love these just as much. Really thick, really creamy lipsticks. Beautiful shade range. I prefer the nudes and mauves. This one here is Sonic Truth, but I also really love Slow Burn. I will link both down below. Not cheap, but worthwhile. They stay put way longer than a lot of my other lipsticks. Also, the Marc Jacobs Enamored glosses. High Shine Lip Lacquers. Sorry, Enamored High Shine Lip Lacquers. Gorgeous. Love these. They have a beautiful minty scent to them. You just feel like $1,000,000 on your lips. They really do. If you like to splurge on lip products, these are great. This one here is Pretty Thing, but I also have Sugar Sugar, and I look forward to trying more colors this year. Last, and obviously, Buxom Dolly, still wearing this shade. This one here is the lip cream. I love the lip gloss. I love anything in the shade Dolly. But these glosses are gorgeous. They're definitely a little less expensive than the Marc Jacobs, so if you want to spend around 20 bucks, you can get one of these. Lots and lots of shades to choose from in the Buxom line, especially in their lip glosses. The lip creams also have quite a few colors to choose from. Just a really nice minty. They're not plumping by any stretch of the imagination, but they just feel good on the lips. I really like these, and the shade Dolly I feel like is just my go-to all the time. A lot of times in my videos I will just quickly slap this on right before I hit record, so a lot of my videos, if you're wondering what's on my lips, probably 7 to 8 times out of 10 it's this. So if you like it, that's what it is. You can find these at Ulta now as well as Sephora. And obviously anywhere you can find Buxom products. I'm assuming there's a Buxom website too, but anyway, those are my makeup picks for this year. This video is wait, holy crap. My one like drugstore product. Okay, Wet n Wild Brûlée. It's an everyday. I always use this to set my eye primer, which is the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. It's kind of my go-to. I will use this every single day, and it's like I have many backups of this, so that's what I use. It's drugstore in this video, I guess. So anyway, I almost missed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm recorded out for the day. I can tell because I'm starting to get spastic, so I'm gonna take this up again tomorrow. But thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow will be my skincare favorites for the year, and then we're also gonna do home fragrance picks as well, so that'll be on Saturday. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you supporting my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care.